What up, though, fam? It is your favorite accessory stylist and social entrepreneur, Alicia Gardner.
It's your boy Timbo.
And it's time for Minute Myths. Your girl is so sleepy. I'm so sleepy. I am so sleepy. This feels like a dream. That's how sleepy I am. This feels like a dream. Yeah. All right, y'all. So before we get started, and before we give this disclaimer, I want to tell y'all a joke, if I can tell it properly, that I think is so
Nice.
praise him. He is good, ain't he? Hallelujah. I think it's so funny, and it's really corny. So if you hate corny jokes, then close your ears, okay? So I don't even remember the joke. What do you call a nosy pepper? What do you call it?
You talking to me?
No.
Oh.
Jalapeno business.
A 12-year-old told her that joke a little while ago.
It tickled me so much. Okay, I'm about to, yeah, I was literally like tearing up. It was so funny to me, but I'm about to do it right now. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna keep my composure. Okay, so anyway, let's dive right in, y'all. We have our male perspective here. He's not speaking on behalf of all male people. He's simply giving a male's perspective. So I know that our title is very ambiguous. Is attraction work? And here's the context for it.
Okay.
I think I was on YouTube, and I'm watching one of my favorite podcasters, and a gentleman who is married, of his wife of 20 some odd years, poses the question. It's like, hey, my wife and I have been together for this long. We have 4 beautiful children, and once she had the kids, she let herself go, and I'm no longer physically attracted to my wife. Like, what can I do to build attraction to my wife again, or is it like a lost cause? And I'm like, okay. But I'm not gonna, because I want to go off, to be quite frank. But like, I am sure, just like myself, like our lady viewers would definitely like to hear, like, just your honest perspective on that. Yeah. So male perspective, and I know you have no problem being honest. Go for it, please.
That's tough. That's a tough one.
Okay.
First, physical attraction is just that. It's physical. It can be lost or gained, and it can be something that can be problematic, I guess. I would say that physical attraction is fleeting, and because physical beauty is fleeting. But at the same time, I mean, you gotta remember what you were attracted to in the first place. If it was physical in the first place, then that's where it started wrong. If it was only physical, I mean, I would say, because like that corny joke, I'm attracted to my wife and I love my wife because she is corny than a mug, and it's entertaining for me. But it's hard for me because I find you beautiful. If there's situations where maybe it's weight or something like that, find ways y'all could be active together.
Well, let me ask you, because like through our marriage, of course, my weight has always fluctuated. I've like in my entire existence, outside of me being like a little girl, I've always had like bigger thighs, bigger butt, hips for days. I've never been a small person. And throughout our marriage, easily, I've gone, I think I've weighed between like 160 and 216 pounds at my heaviest. I have no shame in my game with my numbers. It's just a number. But I can truly say I've always felt desired by you. And I know that there's times where I'm like, dude, girl, okay, now we spilling out of stuff. This isn't cute, okay? So like, for you in our journey, in those times where, hey, I was at my heaviest, like all the things, What like what maintained your attraction to me?
I mean, um,
I don't know.
I mean, I'm attracted to like it depends on what you find most attractive.
Okay.
Physically, like I'm all for a pretty face,
Okay.
and that ain't changing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But as far as your weight and things like that, like I was saying, like I've encouraged you to be active, more
Mhm.
active,
But
and
even outside of that, you were still, well, at least
yeah,
unless you were playing, okay?
no, I
But
mean
which I know you weren't.
that.
But what I'm saying is like I've never felt like undesired by you. Even, even after having a baby
Mhm.
and all the things is who.
Because I know all the things that comes with that.
Okay.
I mean, I understand as a man, as an adult,
Yeah.
I know that those things not gonna last forever. One thing, and like I didn't like you. Still my wife. You were still my wife, even,
Right.
and you just bore my child into the world. That's even more attractive.
Oh,
So I mean,
that part.
I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it.
You
It's
don't
just
you
like
don't have the words for it.
yeah, it was just natural attraction.
Okay.
Mm,
That's fair.
yeah.
Like that I'm not a man, so I definitely can't speak to that experience, but it's like I don't know. Of course, as a woman, I'm gonna feel some type of way when I hear a husband say that, hey, my wife is when she gave birth to the children. It's like you planted those seeds in her, bruh. Like she can't get pregnant by herself. Like if you, especially when a man asks a woman to bear his seed, it's like, do you not consider the full consequence of what you want from her? So you expect her to, just take the average household in America.
Mhm.
Like if it's a two-parent home, it's usually two people working to sustain the financial stability of that home, and
Mhm.
that's if that's the case.
Mhm.
And it's like you expect your wife of umpteen years or 20 plus years or any number of years that have born your children, worked a full-time job or part-time job or whatever,
Mhm.
maintained your household to some capacity with cleaning and meals and hopefully there's some level of partnership, and you expect her to be snatched as well, take care of the kids, do all those things, and it's like,
It's the
bruh.
it's the instant gratification we live in. I mean, you see all this stuff on social media where I just had a baby and the lady be snatched or whatever.
Hmm.
That's the word.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
word
the
you just
word.
used. So I think it's that plays into it, and we also maybe not have the full context. Maybe he's saying that she let herself go, and not just in her physical thing, but like she don't take care of herself as well as she used to. Things
Hmm.
like that. She don't try to present herself, as the beauty that she once bore. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it's all about the full context. Like,
It is. It's like, but we can't go off of no more than what you give.
yeah, yeah,
I know there's nuances, there's complexities, there's levels and layers to this thing.
absolutely.
But like, I don't know, like for if bias, I will admit I am completely biased because it's like for everything that a woman goes through, like so many women get so near to death,
Mhm.
bringing a child in this world. You should kiss her feet every gosh darn day. Honey, what can I do for you? No, I mean it. It's like if a woman gifts a man
Yeah.
a child to carry on his lineage, my men, my men, my men, my men. Like women go through some stuff
Hmm.
to do that. If that in and of itself isn't absolutely, it's like, wow, you are so strong. Wow, you are so amazing. If a man doesn't fall more in love with his wife after she gives him a child, I don't know what to say. I'm not. Don't get me wrong.
But they were 4 kids in, so you know at
I
when
don't know because we 3 kids in, and
and then nothing's changed. But that's different. We're different people,
mm,
and you take care of yourself. Like I said, you don't know what state this lady was in. You don't know.
yeah,
Like she could be in a
and,
situation where she's in postpartum depression, and
yeah,
she's
she could be in a rut.
yeah,
All the things.
exactly.
And he should. And I'm not saying that he should be like, oh, like I'm not saying that he should try to force himself to do or be any type of way
Right.
towards her. But it's like perspective is a
Yeah,
huge
yeah.
thing.
He's got to take it in perspective. Hey, she's been through this,
And it makes you
and
wonder what he's saying to her too. If he's saying anything to her.
yeah,
I don't. Of course, this is me speculating. Of course, I'm like her
yeah,
because it's such a tough situation,
yeah,
and I don't mean for him.
yeah,
I mean for her.
yeah.
I have no sympathy. Not to say that it's just like we said last week, like you mentioned, and I mentioned in a different type of way. It's like us as spouses, us as partners, we have such a beautiful opportunity to pour into each other.
Mhm.
It's like if there's something that you want from your partner or you expect from your partner, instead of being critical, it's like, hey, join together with them.
Yeah.
Make it an opportunity to bond with them. It's like, okay, just a very vague but somewhat related type
Mhm.
situated, but not really. When a person that you aren't even checking for.
Mhm.
Let's say you're out there, you're single, you're just living your life, and there's a young lady that finds you attractive, and you, it's completely out of your radar. You won't even think about her in that light. But it's something about human nature when you know that, oh, this person likes me,
Mhm.
even if you aren't attracted to them. So like some part of you to be like, could I go there with that person? Maybe. Well, they are kind of cute. Like you start considering them in ways that you hadn't before because
Mhm.
you weren't thinking about them in that light.
Mhm.
I think if you like, if a person that is in a romantic relationship and marriage, it's like if you really take a moment to consider like that person and who and how they are and like the good things about them and things that you could partner with them in,
Mhm.
I think that they both would be better for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that kind of plays into something I was just thinking.
Mhm.
When you're not just physically attracted to your mate, but like mentally, emotionally, all that that attracts you,
Yeah,
you kind of have blinders on a little bit. You don't actually see some of the imperfections that begin to manifest
absolutely.
because you're like, that's my wife. Oh,
Yeah,
she's,
yeah, absolutely. I
So
completely agree with that.
so I can see that maybe there's some other underlying things where there's some
Mm,
things he's really not attracted to, and so that just brings that more up when you become less physically attractive. That just brings the more of the imperfection that you didn't like up to the surface, you know.
got you.
So
Yeah, I guess that's true because it's like you mentioned earlier. Like, was it sheer physical
right,
attraction that brought you two together?
right,
Like, if there's nothing of substance there,
exactly.
if there's nothing, because it's like things can change in a moment. As
Mhm.
we get older, our bodies change. Beauty is fleeting. You know, um, I know a gentleman who's a Facebook friend, went to college with him. Like he had a massive accident where his upper body was burned
Mhm.
severely, and he was like a universally handsome guy. Like the ladies were easily after him, you know. But obviously his outside appearance completely changed, and but like he was still him,
Mhm.
same personality. Like he really used that opportunity to give God the glory. Hey, he was still alive.
Mhm.
You know, he's had a testimony to share. And he did exactly that. He used his pain for purpose.
Yeah.
And has a beautiful, beautiful partner. She is gorgeous because it's substance there. It's like if you are so stuck on a person's physical attraction, or can you really call yourself worthy of that person?
Sorry, mosquito.
It's like can I really say that I'm worthy of my husband? Can I really say that I'm worthy of my wife? You know, if
If at a moment's notice, it's I'm not attracted to you anymore.
yeah, that
Afraid.
it's like that's something I don't know because even with us, like I've always been attracted to you,
Yeah.
but like when we are so intentional on a consistent basis to do things together, to spend time
Yeah.
together, to engage each other, I'm all the more like attracted. It's like,
Yeah.
hey,
Mhm.
how you doing?
Yeah.
You know, the attraction builds up because we have that intimacy and that connection
Mhm.
and that respect and that trust. Like
Yeah.
those, at least for me, it's those things
Yeah.
that
And
really add
so,
to the attraction.
and that would be my advice to my brother who made the comment. Find the things that you are attracted to. Don't dwell on what isn't there. dwell on what else you're attracted to.
Mhm.
And like I was saying, encourage her. Like if it's a weight thing, encourage her. Hey, let's be active together.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
do this
huge.
together. Because we gain weight too. I
That's
mean,
true.
so
But there seems to be more leniency with men than there is women.
there is.
And I've heard people argue the
Dad
opposite.
bods are cool to people.
Like, it's like, I've heard people argue the opposite, but it's like, even if you look in superficial places of like entertainment, like a man could be an actor, whether he's short, tall, fat, skinny, in between, awkward, all the things. It is so much more harder for women based on a vast spectrum of different characteristics to be successful within entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, she has to fit within a certain, standard of beauty where there's so much leniency
Yeah.
for men.
But I will say things have gotten more lenient. Like chubby girls, bigger girls have really been on the scene more, and it's because if you're attractive, you're attractive. What your weight isn't always the biggest aspect. Like you could be attractive and be a big girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's always been the case. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Because I can truly say, having been the chubby, and still I'm very proud of the body that God gave me. I literally can't change it. I can't get rid of it. Not that I would try, but what I am saying is, my body type, in a way, is in season. But most of my life, that was so not the case. To have the big old thighs, big old butt, that was not in season. And for the guys that did find my body type attractive, they wanted just like, hey, we can, like, you come up, like, it was on the hush hush. It's like, bro, like, heck no, like, no, like, you want to have like the skinny girlfriend in private, but you gotta have the chubby, home girlfriend that you might have some benefits potentially with. Like, nah, bro. No. I've seen that quite a bit. Like, it's seen so many people succumb to societal pressures or what they believe it is based on what they see to determine what they like.
Yeah.
And at least, outside looking in type deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. But one thing I just really do love is that our reality is our reality,
mm-hmm.
in the sense of what works for us.
Yeah.
What is for us is for us.
Right.
I love that we're both introverted people. Because I don't know if it's that aspect of our personalities that make it a lot more easier for us to be free of pressures that so many people in our age group really experience. It's like,
likely.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's freedom.
Put on for nobody.
It's freedom. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I prefer it that way. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I like it. But oh my goodness, fam! Like, we want to hear from you.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
when it comes to physical attraction, do you think that's something that can be lost in gain? Do you have any pointers that you can give to anyone that may be struggling in that area? And trust me, like, of course, I was in my feelings a bit, but we want this to truly be a safe space. We want you to truly be able to glean from our experiences, or maybe the experiences of those that are in our community, someone that's reputable, someone that's grounded, that has a great example of what a healthy and whole and healing journey of a relationship is, so you can have that to glean from. But oh man, just, but one more thing I want to do. What? one more thing I do want to mention is the thing that's been really pivotal in our care and our respect and trust of each other. And I think ultimately our attraction, in part, is us praying together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Praying together every single night, by the grace of God, by the little alarm on the phone, and thank God for His grace in time where we've missed the mark.
Yeah.
But I don't know, when you invite God into all things really, but if you come to a place where you've been withholding that space from God, it's like, oh no, God, I got this. And you finally let Him in. It's like, dang, why was I doing this from the jump? Like, what took me so long to get to this space?
Yeah.
But yeah, truly can say, coming together with your spouse especially if you're two people that are both trying at some capacity. You both want to be in your marriage. Come together in simple ways, whether it's praying together, um, and not just grace at dinner time. I'm just, but reading the Bible together, having a moment of stillness together, like whatever that may look like for y'all, to be like to have a spiritual connection in that way and be on one accord is so powerful. And I promise you, speaking from our own experiences, it will bless your marriage. It will bless your
Absolutely.
relationship. It truly will. Things that were petty, things that were being a hindrance, you'll find those things just kind of rolling off each one of your backs so easily. Coming to resolution of issues so much easier when you have God in the center as the head, as the foundation. For
Yeah,
real, for real.
true that.
But you have anything else before we close it out?
Nope.
All right, all right. All right, fam. But thank you so much for tuning into Men and Myths with your girl, Alicia Gardner, your favorite accessory stylist.
Your boy Timbo.
All right, fam. Y'all take it easy. Gotta be breezy.
Peace.
Peace.